Today's deep cleaning project, our kitchen pantry. Take a good look, guys, because by the time we're done, this is not how it's gonna look. When you don't keep track of what you have, i.e., when you don't keep track of what you have, for instance, multi-purpose lighters, you end up buying more of the thing you already have. Now, these are a good thing to have, and I'm fine with having several of them, but this is just kind of a little learning opportunity that I thought was important to point out. And this applies to every kind of product in your house. If you don't know you have it, you don't know you have it. All right, so I got everything off of the shelves, all of the food and the microwave and assorted other things. And I'm telling you, frugal friends, if you have a mess that you want to clean up, if you're feeling the need for motivation but just can't find it, turn on an episode of Hoarders or Hoarding Buried Alive, and it will just kick you right in the butt. You will get into gear so fast. Crazy. Olivia's been deep cleaning her room, all because of watching those shows, and we've just been, yeah, busting stuff out. It's been great. Anywho, this is the spot I was talking about on the previous video where I need to have something built that will fit in there with some vented drawers for like potatoes, onions, rice, stuff like that. And that's all if we don't end up moving our stairs, which I would really love to do, but my husband isn't exactly jumping up and down about. I do want to get some quotes at least and get an idea what it would cost. But anywho, at this point, it's all slanted weird back there. So yeah, if we don't change the stairs, I really want to get something that will fit nicely in there that's custom built. These are my dreams. All right, so everything's off. Now I'm going to scrub, scrub, scrub and sanitize, and then we're gonna paint. And I'm not sure yet if I have any more of this paint that we used, but I know I have a bunch of white paint that I bought to do the hallway over here. So I might just end up doing them white. I don't know. So I've done a once over with my all-purpose cleaner with bleach, and it definitely made a difference. Next, I'm going to spray again and start scrubbing to get some of these other things that didn't come off just with the wash rag and the spray. I've also cleaned the corners of the floor down there that I just had avoided or ignored every time I mopped, and that was nice to get done. And I washed, hold on baby, I washed the side of this counter, and those baseboards, they just need, oh, good job, thank you, honey. They just really need to be repainted, so I'll do that while I'm at it. Yes, honey, go ahead. We haven't put the laminate, whatever it's called, on the side of these cupboards yet, and we did the kitchen a couple years ago, so that's definitely on the list of unfinished projects that need to get done. The list is long. And now that I've gotten this done, I'm going to spray some of these rough spots again and then let that just soak in and let myself rest for a little bit, and then we will come back to it. This prep work is definitely taking a long, long time, but I know it's worth it. It's going to be fabulous when it's done. This like flat ice cream scoop is a really handy scraper for, you know, things that are like this that are stuck on to the shelf. I did the same, used the same thing in the freezer. Oh, the nasty freezer, to get everything off of there. So I'm going to use this to get these clean, and then I will just wipe up what the residue that's left and let these finish drying, and then we can start painting. So remember these 2017 graduation banners? I found a whole bunch of them in the Zurchers bins like months ago, several months ago, and I said, well, these will come in handy as like tarps or, you know, what do you call it? Plastic for projects. Just to have a cloth to lay down. So I am going to go ahead and open this one up and use it as I'm painting. I did find that I had a brand new can of this satin pre-tinted iced mocha. It's not going to be exactly the same as this color, but it'll be pretty close. And then I have an open can of white paint, and I'll use that on these baseboards here. And I think that'll look pretty good. My goal, my plan is to get all of this painted with at least one coat today, which would be ideal. This is Saturday. It'd be really good to get it done, like, well, even to do 2 coats today if possible, so that I can go dumpster diving in the morning and not be worried about this project that is still, you know, at home waiting for me. But we'll do as much as we can do. So, okay, I'm gonna get this open and get this laid out. And then I've got my stir stick and my brush and my little sponge thing, and we're just gonna jump in. All right, so I've gotten a first coat on all of it, and I am wiped out. The improvised drop cloth has come in really handy. It's a little slippery, but I suppose any plastic would be at least a little bit slippery. But it worked out really well. Just had to be careful. I'm gonna let this dry overnight, and then tomorrow, though I didn't want to have to work on it tomorrow, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do at this point. I've got to listen to my body, and my body is saying enough. So we're gonna let it dry, and then in the bright light of day tomorrow, I will see if in fact it needs a second coat. That paint that I used did match fairly closely to what was already there, but I do see a few spots already where it has dried and it looks a little splotchy, so we'll address that tomorrow. For now, I'm gonna clean up and call it a day. We had a beautiful morning dumpster diving, got that done, and now I am back to my project, and I'm seeing there are just a few spots that need just a little bit of touch up. I don't think I'm gonna need to do a full second coat on everything. Rather, I think I'm just gonna go through and do touch-ups where it looks like they're needed, and then we'll let that dry, and then we can finally get all of this put away. That'll be lovely. I am getting everything loaded back into the pantry, and I decided if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right, and so I'm washing off all of the cans and bottles and everything else that's going back in there. Will I keep up with that and keep dusting everything off on a regular basis? I'd like to think so. It's definitely a goal, something I would like to do, but I can't guarantee that it's going to happen. All I know is that when it is done today, it is going to look better than it has looked in some time, like an embarrassingly long time. And then we can move on to the crazy, ambitious amount of projects that I have planned for the day. All right, Frugal friends, it was a lot of work and a lot of time, but it's done. I'm happy. Looks so much better. I've gotten all of, you know, this part done, got the microwave clean. What I haven't done yet is figured out exactly what we're gonna do at the bottom here. I cleaned out the little basket that was there. It has some stains on it, that sucks, but cleaned it as best I could. I went ahead and put the first coat of white paint on the baseboards and on the side of this cupboard. Once those are dry, I'll put on another coat. Yes, we still need to put like the laminate that's gonna go here, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. And so until then, at least it'll be a little crisper and look nicer. Baseboards will look good. I'm open to suggestions and ideas for this bottom space. Like I've said, I would like to get a custom piece made that'll have vented drawers for potatoes, onions, things like that. But I'm gonna have to look into that. For now, at least, there is this basket here. I have 4 of these baskets, four that I found in the bins. Unfortunately, they're too wide for this space, so I can only fit one of them, and then like that tote that holds all of our reusable bags, which I'll probably put back in here once the baseboard is dry. In time, though, I'm going to get something figured out here. So suggestions, ideas, and tips that you have for this bottom space, besides a custom-made piece to go in there, please go ahead and leave those in the comments. What am I working on next? Well, I have started pulling everything off the walls over here. This is the wall that we scrubbed the other week. I'm gonna do a once over wash on it again just to make sure it's good and clean. And I figure I'm gonna go ahead and start painting because I already have the paint out anyway and my dumpster drop cloth. So why not just get it done? I think it'll be awesome, and especially to have that done before Mimi and I go to Seattle, and you know, just more that I can cross off the list. And then I also need to paint this door and the frame and the wall there behind the fridge that I cleaned the other day. That needs to be done. I also need to figure out what I'm gonna do with rice. We have so much rice and it's just been left in the bags. I do have buckets downstairs that have like wheat and I know it's always wheat, but also flour and oatmeal. So I'm gonna see if I have an empty one, and we'll dump the majority of the rice into the bucket and then get like a little, oh, I don't know, a little canister of rice to keep in the kitchen, so that this area down here can just be for things like potatoes, onions, kept separate, obviously, because, you know, you're not supposed to keep them right together. I've not been terribly good at keeping them separate, but I'm going to do better at it. And the rice will not be down there anymore. Just this basket with what it will have and that box of the reusable bags, at least until we finish something else out to go down here. So that is the next project. More painting, painting, painting. And when that is all done, and I will show you when that's done, I'm also going to get the art center cleaned up and decluttered as I expected. It has already gotten crazy. That is not at all a surprise. So I'm going to go through and tidy that up. And then, and I want all of these things that I'm listing done before I go to Seattle, which is in 2 weeks. I want to move our stove and clean under and behind it as I did with the fridge, and then clean the inside of it. We really need a new stove, but that's just not a top priority right now. So until we can do that, I'm just going to get it as clean as I can, inside, outside, and below and behind, including the shelves above it. Going to get those cleaned really good. And then, yeah, paint there as well. So it is going to be like a brand new kitchen by the time I'm through, and I hope you'll come back to see it. Thank you for all of the support along the way as I am trying to do all of these fabulous projects that I would do if we were selling the house, which we may indeed do, but not anytime soon. I'm doing these projects so that we can enjoy them whilst we live here. Have a beautiful day, Frugal friends, and we'll see you all real soon.